Prince Harry's recent visit to New York for the UN Climate Week has ignited a storm of controversy, putting his behavior and sense of entitlement in the spotlight. Harry's trip was expected to focus on critical climate issues, but his security demands overshadowed the purpose of his visit, turning it into a spectacle of royal privilege clashing with the realities of private citizenship. During his stay, Harry made an extraordinary request: Z+ level security, a privilege usually reserved for heads of state, including world leaders and high-ranking government officials. This type of protection involves the deployment of elite security forces, cutting-edge surveillance, and substantial costs often funded by taxpayers. Harry's request was not just for the events at the United Nations, but also extended to his private outings in New York City. Despite stepping back from royal duties and living as a private citizen, Harry's demands seemed to disregard his changed status, sparking outrage among government officials and the public alike. New York Governor Kathy Hochul firmly rejected the request, highlighting that Harry's non-working royal status and the personal nature of his visit did not justify the use of public funds for such extensive security measures. The governor's office emphasized that New York, already grappling with budget constraints and public safety issues, could not allocate resources to protect a celebrity whose visit did not qualify as an official state event. The situation escalated when Harry allegedly responded with arrogance to the rejection, expressing a sense of entitlement that shocked New York's officials. According to sources, Harry's reaction was not just one of disappointment but of anger, marked by a perceived disdain for the governor's decision. He reportedly made repeated calls to the governor's office, sending aggressive messages and urging officials to reconsider their decision. His persistence was seen as an attempt to strong-arm the state into granting him what he wanted, further straining relations between Harry and the local authorities. Governor Hochul did not back down. In a rare public denouncement, she condemned Harry's demands as unreasonable and made it clear that New York would not bend to accommodate his requests. She stated that taxpayer money would not be used to cater to the personal security needs of celebrities, no matter their status. This public rebuke added fuel to the fire, painting Harry as a figure out of touch with his new reality. The backlash was swift and brutal. News of Harry's behavior spread rapidly, with critics lambasting his actions as the latest in a series of missteps that highlight his inability to adjust to life outside the royal bubble. Public sentiment turned sour, with many seeing Harry's demands as emblematic of his ongoing struggle to accept his diminished status. Social media was flooded with criticism, with users accusing Harry of expecting royal treatment without fulfilling the responsibilities that come with it. Harry's interactions with local law enforcement during his visit further intensified the negative perception. Reports emerged of rude and dismissive behavior towards officers, reinforcing the image of a man who still sees himself as above the rules. These incidents fueled accusations of entitlement and arrogance, further damaging Harry's reputation. In the wake of the controversy, Harry's team scrambled to manage the fallout. Efforts to reframe the narrative as a simple misunderstanding or a miscommunication were quickly overshadowed by the growing public outrage. Attempts to highlight Harry's advocacy work during the UN Climate Week were drowned out by the scandal, leaving his team struggling to contain the damage. This incident marks yet another public relations disaster for Harry, whose actions continue to raise questions about his understanding of his new role. His behavior in New York has only reinforced the perception that he struggles to navigate the boundaries between his past royal life and his current status as a private citizen. For many, Harry's latest controversy serves as a stark reminder that privilege and entitlement can clash dramatically with the realities of ordinary life, and the fallout from his actions in New York will likely linger long after the headlines fade.